Hi, and welcome to Accounting 2301. I just wanted to walk through the course a little bit as an orientation, just so you don't miss anything. It can kind of seem confusing because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of assignments. There's a lot of due dates. So first you're going to go to the Read Me First file. And this is basically going to tell you the things that you need to do at first that I'm about to walk through. First, read the course syllabus carefully. I will suggest that you print the syllabus and the calendar so you have them handy. You're also going to complete the syllabus acknowledgement quiz, and I'm going to show you where that's at. You have to do that before you get credit for any assignments. So if you do some assignments before you've completed this quiz, you're going to receive a 0. So just do the quiz. It's just one question. You're going to go through the learning module course orientation. You need to purchase your textbook and register for Connect. You can get it from the bookstore, or if you want, I'm going to show you the link where you can just purchase it online. You're going to download and install Lockdown Browser. We use Lockdown Browser for our major exams. And please email me if you have any questions. So as you can see in Blackboard, here is the menu. So you're going to click on the syllabus and schedule. Find what section you're in. That's the section that you need to print and look at the syllabus. I will tell you they are identical this semester since everything's online, but that's how you determine which section you're in. The calendar. This is a calendar that I prepare. So as you can see, it's going to have all of the months on it and what's due. Again, I would suggest printing this. It's going to be 5 pieces of paper. Then you can put it in your phone or wherever you keep up with your deadlines. However, I do not accept late work, as you're going to see in the syllabus, and there's a lot going on, a lot of assignments, so it just makes it a little bit easier. So you're going to see the first thing you're going to need to do is a syllabus acknowledgement quiz is due no later than Wednesday, and you're going to do a student intro in the discussion board. Then you can see there's going to be chapter 1 homework due. Each chapter has 3 assignments. It has a video assignment, a smart book assignment, and a homework assignment. In addition, it has a quiz that's in Blackboard. So there's going to be 4 things at minimum that you do for each chapter. And then as you can see, the exams are listed on here. So you'll be able to not miss any of those, know when they're open. They're open for a 3-day period. However, you're only going to have one time to sign in and complete the exam. You don't have the 3 days. But anytime during that 3 days, you can do it. There's a few discussions that are due. Again, so this is going to give you all of the due dates. So again, it's very good to refer to this so you don't miss anything. There's a Blackboard calendar. If you want to use this as well, you can go in and click on whichever course you have. There's messages. If you want to send me a message in Blackboard, you're going to click on here. If I send you one, it's going to be here. Here's my basic instructor information. So there's my email. If you want to email me in the WCJC email. I will not be on campus this semester. However, I do have virtual online office hours 8 to 10, Monday through Friday. Those can be selected by going here. I would ask you to make an appointment just to make sure that I'm sitting there, but I will always be available. And you can also email me during that time. So if you go in and you did not make an appointment, just email me right away and I will be able to answer you. You can also set up an appointment at any other time that we agree to, or you can just email me with any questions. So again, that's the instructor information. I showed you the online office hours. You're just going to click on here. You can do audio and video, but you do not have to. You can go in using a phone, or you can go in, like I said, using a webcam. To register with Connect, you're going to go here. right here is where you're going to actually register for Connect. That's the software from the publisher that gives us our homework. It's our homework manager. So you're going to go there for your homework assignments. And then there's some information on the first day of class, how to get in and if that's needed. And if you want to purchase the loose leaf papers in addition to the ebook, you can. But really all you have to do is go into here. Any access with Connect includes an ebook, so you will have access to that. After you've registered, then you can just click on Connect link and it will take you into the class. Now the learning modules are set up by different units. So you can see you have the Getting Started to begin with, and then you have Unit 1 that covers chapters 1 and 2, and then you'll have different units that become available. So I'm going to go through the Getting Started because there's a lot of information here. So it's going to have the Read Me First. It's going to have the syllabus. Those are the same things we've already looked at. It's going to have the online calendar. This is the course orientation that's going to give you a little bit more information about the course. So you need to just kind of go through that quickly. It's going to talk about the discussion boards. There's a checklist for the first days. Again, there's a link to Connect, which we've already looked at. There's information about testing using Respondus Monitor. So again, this is required at WCJC for your major exams. You will not be allowed to get in them unless you go in here. So here is how you're going to download it. So don't just Google it and then try to download it. You're going to do it through here. So when it gives you the information, here's it on a Mac. You can use an iPad, and there's different information on here. It's also going to give you the rules about using Lockdown Browser. So that keeps you from going to other locations, other tabs while you are taking the exam. And it also it requires a webcam, so you will be video recorded during your testing time. There's a copyright notice you need to read, academic honesty statement you need to read, online learning assessment, distance education, frequently asked questions. So that's more information that's going to be in this learning module for getting started. Now when you go into each unit, so the first test covers chapters 1 and 2. So each unit's going to have a PowerPoint that you can go through kind of quickly. It kind of follows the book, the main points, gives a few examples, so you can go through that. In addition, there's going to be some class exercises for every chapter. So you'll see we have Chapter 1 Lecture Summary PowerPoint. Then we have Chapter 1 Exercises. We have Chapter 2 Lecture Summary PowerPoint. Chapter 2 Exercises. In addition, every exam is going to have a review. So here's the Exam 1 review. Mnemonic devices is just after you finish 1 and 2, you'll see that's just a couple little tricks. It's just a one-page thing that you may find handy to help you memorize and work with the different accounting transactions. Then there's some extra practice with highlights. So it's just some extra questions. So you'll have this for every unit. A unit is an exam and the chapters that it covers. So at minimum, you're going to be looking at the PowerPoints that go along with the book and working through some examples. These are really just extra practice because when I show you the homework, you're going to also have some homework to do. These are not graded. You have the examples with you, or the examples are provided, the answers. So you can see this one has some transactions and then it gives the answers. If you click on the one that's called with the audio, it's going to take you to a YouTube, and I'm working through the problem.
Hi, I'd like to go over the effects of some of the...
So if that's helpful, you may just want to go to that. Then I have the fast forward financial statement practice, and then I have again a YouTube that I'm working through the problem. And you'll see that I have the same thing for chapter 2. I just haven't completed and uploaded them yet. I will be one step ahead of you. I've taught online for several years, but now that we have more tools and resources available to us, with the new Blackboard, etc., I'm adding some videos. So you will have that in time. But if you see that I don't know if I can move this over any. Here. You'll see audio. That's where I'm going to be working it. So if you like to have things illustrated, that would be a good place to go. So again, we've looked through the learning modules. Respond to lockdown instructions. These are more instructions. I will be talking about this through announcements as we go through the course, but you will see it's closed book, closed notes exams. No notes or formula sheets are allowed. You have 50 minutes to answer the questions. You cannot access any electronic device, no laptops, computers, no cell phones, etc. You cannot use them to check the time, text message, etc. You cannot use any other, like a phone or a tablet. You cannot communicate with anyone else. You have to stay in your seat, focus on the computer screen. If you leave your seat, I'm going to be asking about, the video is going to pick that up. You cannot leave your seat to go to the restroom, for example, or to get a drink. You need to handle that before you start the exam, just like you would with a face-to-face exam. If you are looking side to side, looking away, that's going to raise suspicion as if you had something there. So just don't do that. If you do have an interruption, for example, once in a while someone's child walks in or something, explain to me what's going on. Failure to comply with these procedures instructions may result in a 0, as noted in the syllabus as well, or you may have to come to campus and take the exams face-to-face. So it will give you instructions when you go in. There is a practice lockdown browser exam for you to kind of practice with this. You're going to have to show a picture ID. You're going to have to do an environment check. This is one of the most important things. You're going to pick up your webcam. If you have an external webcam, you just pick that up. If it's built into your laptop or tablet, you're going to just pick that up as well and show it. You're going to show your desk area where you're working. I need to see that it is clear. It doesn't have any other resources on it. The room needs to be well lit, no hats, no music, and etc. You can use a calculator, however, you may not use a cell phone calculator. You're going to show it in your environment video. You can use a piece of scratch paper. You just have to show it on your environment video to show that it's clear. So that's, again, one of the most important things on your video. There's 2 discussions that are required. You have student introduction. This one's open right now. You can just tell us a little bit about yourself. Some people like to expand. Some people like to just say a little bit. It's just more just to get to know the other students in the class. By the time class starts, you're also going to have the other discussion. It's going to give you instructions here. The due date is listed as well as in the syllabus and the calendar. So make sure you don't miss that. The discussions grade will replace your 2 lowest quiz grades. If you do not do the discussion, you're going to get a 0, and that's going to be factored in. You're going to go here for your quizzes and exams. You can also access them through the learning modules. So the first one you're going to do is that syllabus acknowledgement quiz. Again, that's just a 1-question thing, but you have to do it before you get credit for any assignments. And here's the lockdown practice quiz, just to practice with your technology. Make sure there's no problems. There's announcements. They will also pop up when you sign into Blackboard, so I'll be posting certain announcements. I try to keep them at a minimum. I try to keep them from not being too long. But if I have something in an announcement, I really want you to read it. It's something that I feel is important. It might be explaining the exam. It might be explaining something else. You're going to be able to look at your grades. There's some web links, instructions on how to set up your WCJC email, and there's a place for some Blackboard help. So some of those are just extra resources. So I want to also go through the Connect to kind of show you how it is set up. So this is for the first week. You're going to have orientation videos. It's not graded. This is just to help you kind of navigate through Connect if you've never used it before. And you'll see every chapter is going to have 3 assignments. These assignments are noted on the calendar as well as in this assignment. So there's no reason for missing an assignment. I do not accept late work. So if you think you're going to have to go out of town, you're going to have to work, you need to do these ahead of time. You're going to be watching first some videos. They're just some short videos. These are by the publisher and they have some questions associated with them. It's just introducing the topics. Then you have the Smart Book that's going to have some questions that you answer, and it kind of works through the concepts. Sometimes these are lengthy depending on your answers. It's adaptive, so the more questions you miss, the more questions it's going to ask you. So it's good to have studied a little bit before you take that. And that you're going to have chapter 1 homework. These are going to be lengthy problems. Please allow enough time. So I'm going to go through and kind of show you on the homework how they're set up. So you can see here's the question. They're all going to be worth 100 points, and it gives you the question, and then it gives you a place for your answer. You can click here, check my work as you start to work through it. So you will see, I don't know what the answer is. I didn't read the question. But if you check my work, it's going to show you what's right and what's wrong, so you can correct it. Some students like to work through their homework until they make 100. Homework is worth 20% of your grades, so it can help your exam grades. It can bring your overall course grade up. So you'll see you would work through this. If you had more than one question, it'll be listed here. You can click on here or you can click on next. But when you finish, again, they're all worth 100 points. So if you didn't get 100, you missed something. On the homework, you can work on it early up until the due date. You can work on part of it. It's not timed at all. You can save and exit if you work on it during your lunch hour, for example. And then when you're done, you're going to hit submit. So you'll see every chapter is going to have 3 homework assignments. At the bottom of the graded assignments, there's extra practice for each exam. These are not graded, they're just optional. Some students like to do these just to test themselves, and some students don't. But you're going to find them at the end because they're set to be due at the end of the semester, but they're not really due as far as they're not going to count against you if you don't do them. You can click on the ebook here, and it's kind of where you might have used other ebooks. You can bookmark and you can add notes and sticky notes and things like that if that's what you like to do. Those are just some exercises. So if I went to chapter 1, just somewhere in the chapter, you'll be able to read it, of course. Okay, that pretty much shows this. If you click here on this little lamp, and you have used Connect before, you can see other classes that you have. If you click on results, it may not show me because I'm not a student. It will give you the grades that you've earned. So you can go through after you finished and make sure you earn 100. If that was what you were striving for. So that pretty much covers Connect. The main thing is to do it and make sure you do it on time. You can do the Connect assignments after the due date, but you do not get credit for them. And let me just click on one of the syllabi. I will let you read this, of course. It's going to have the basic information. Talks about the curriculum, the Connect, the number of tests. These are the consequences if you do not complete your environment video satisfactory. Here's your 2 discussions due October 17th. The final exam, the grading formula. You'll see it's 60% tests, 20% homework, and 10% quizzes, and 10% on the final exam. I did want to talk about makeup exams. If you miss an exam, there are no makeups, so you're going to get a 0. However, you can replace your lowest exam grade with your final exam grade at the end of the semester. So note, if you miss more than 1, you can only replace 1. If you get a 0 due to academic dishonesty, it will not be replaced. So I'm going to expect you to read through the syllabus thoroughly and just ask me any questions. And here's your test dates. Everyone has them. Here's your final exam period. So if you have any questions based on this, please email me or come to my online office hours, and I look forward to a good semester.